How's it going? I'm Jay. I'm one of the product specialists here at Virtual PBX, and today we'll be covering how to use the web app, or in other words, the app used through the web browser you'll see up here. And this is basically going to be a setup guide and how to add contacts. We'll go over conversations and how you can talk back and forth and the options that you have with your customers. We'll go over canned responses, which are a pretty quick and easy way to send messages quickly without having to type things that you may send repetitively out. And then we'll go over my profile. The integrations, reminders, blast, and drip campaign options are all part of our pro version of this app. These are for higher volume customers that use marketing and things like that. So if you are interested in something like that and you do not see these options, then you can go ahead and contact our customer service team. They should be able to give you different plans and options that you may want to explore. So to start with, when you log in, you'll log in at virtualtext.app, and you will see in the upper left here, if I hover over this, it shows my test name here and the number associated with it. If I have shared my number with other people, or more importantly, if other people have shared their number with me, I would see other phone numbers below here. And each inbox is based off of a phone number. So, if you wanted multiple people managing a phone number, you can add them to that phone number and they would be able to jump between their phone numbers here and help out with that individual phone numbers conversations. But as far as setup goes, let's start with setting up your contacts. Typically, as you start with virtual text, you want to bring in whatever database that you have, maybe of your customers that's on your side. There are a couple ways to do this. You can import them with a CSV file. There's a few different options you can do if you download the sample here, but very simply, column A should be first and last name, and then column B should be the phone number as a 10-digit number. Again, download the sample. There are some other options that you have to put for contacts, which we'll go over here shortly. But you can check out the sample data to see how to parse that information if you'd like. You can also do this in a text format if you'd like to do so. And whichever direction you choose, you have to decide if you have a header row or not. And then once you do that and you submit it, it will parse the data. You can review that data, and then on the next page, it will show you the results of that data. And as long as you feel good about it, you'll submit it, and then those contacts will show up here. You can also add an individual contact with here. Pretty simple. First, full name, first, last, phone number are required fields. These are the other fields I mentioned you can include in your CSV file, but are optional if you wish to do so. Little settings cog here will take you to delete all contacts and resolve duplicates. Deleting a contact in general, you should be very careful because it will also delete the conversation that is associated with that contact. Therefore, you will lose all history. So if you feel like you want to do something, we'll talk about how to export your conversations later to a CSV file. Once you have a contact created, you can go ahead and hover over this action button and you can send a message to directly from here, or you can delete the contact individually. And as we go into contact lists, this is where you can have multiple contacts in a list so that you can kind of organize better and send messages in an organized fashion. Before you come here, you won't see anything. You'll have to create a new list. You'll just simply create the name and then add it here. And then once you do that, you can manipulate the options. List name will already be populated as you created it. You have an option to create a keyword so that if somebody were to text you this keyword, it will automatically add them to this list. You also have the ability to add them from your contact list manually, your contacts manually to this list. You just select them and add them as you felt fit. And don't forget to save your changes when you're all done. That way it will lock in whatever you've completed.